Hello, I am Baron Nikolos Feistos of the Barony of Altavia in the Kingdom of Kaid. And today I'd like to talk about and show you, demonstrate some basic practices for heavy rapier. So first of all, we'll talk about footwork, and then later parts of the sword, um, uh, thrusting in different places, guards, as well as some practice in the pelt. So today, this episode, I will talk about so basically, footwork. First of all, you have to find your stance. And being right-handed, your right foot should be pointed at your target at all times. Your left foot should be at about 90 degrees. It can be a little more, a little less, what's comfortable for you. Knees bent all the time. And usually, I've seen people when you can put a sword in between your front foot and your back foot. It's basically the distance you would like. Sometimes it's a little closer, sometimes it's a little further. But basically, this is your fighting stance at all times. It's also guard number 3, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so we'll start off with that. Now we'll do some movements with it. So let me go all the way back here. So first thing you want to do is go forward. And the basic idea for all of these movements is going to be whatever leg is that direction closest, you go that way. So we're going to advance, and if we advance, our right leg is first. So we move our right leg first, and our back leg follows. Right leg, left leg. Right leg, left leg. Notice I'm not taking huge steps, and notice that I'm keeping that shoulder's distance at all times. Because you don't want to get close or too far when you're doing these steps. If you get close, you're very much off balance. If you get too far, you may be in a good balance, but it's harder to move any other direction. So you want to keep that shoulders width, shoulders distance for your feet. Now, after you advance, you want to retreat. Retreating, going backwards, you go with your left foot first because that's the one that's pointed that way. So move the left foot and then the right foot. Left foot, right foot. Back foot, front foot. Back foot, front foot. And again, you got to keep that space. All right. Now, we will go to the right. Since our right foot is already that direction, I'm going to move that first just a little bit, maybe a foot length, or the length of your foot is as well. And then the back foot follows. Front foot, back foot. Front foot, back foot. Notice that I don't end up this way or this way. Okay, it's still that same distance. You want to keep that same distance at all times, no matter where you're moving. Okay, so we get all the way over here. Now you want to go left. You want to go left. Your left foot is already pointed that direction. So that first, and then front foot. Back foot, front foot. Back foot, front foot. Now notice I'm moving just a bit off the ground. I'm not picking my foot up a lot, and I'm not dragging. Okay, so there's a nice cushion that you need to do to find where it's just a little bit. The reason for that is if you put your foot up, you show the sole of your foot to your opponent, they will most likely stab at you at that time because you're in motion and you can't do anything except that motion. Okay, so we have right, advance, retreat, to the right, to the left. We have that. That's great. Okay, now another type of step is called a passing step. A passing step is like walking. So you want to take your back foot, and your back foot becomes your front foot. So it's a step here. So you start from a 90-degree angle. You turn your foot facing your opponent. Now at this time, your back foot must turn on the ball of its feet, the ball of your feet, so that it becomes the L, the 90 degrees, or around there. Okay? So now you're here. So if you want to do it again, you take that back foot, goes forward and points forward, and you turn your foot. Now to go backwards, your front foot moves back, becomes the L, and the L, where that was your back foot, turns and points at your opponent. Okay, so you want to still keep that distance, walking straight backwards, turning. So if I'm here and want to come towards you, watch the top of my body as I do it. I am moving it, but it's not moving it's not turning back and forth. Okay, you want to keep facing your opponent at all times. So your hips move and your legs move, but your torso does not. So it means that if I'm here and I want to go backwards, I don't do this. That's too much. Also, when I'm going backwards, my foot is coming almost straight back. Okay, you don't want to swing it. This takes time. It's also a big movement so that your opponent can see what you're doing. So you want to go straight forward, straight back. Okay, on the other side, straight forward, straight back. All right. Now we have one more step called the sloping step. Sloping step is a diagonal step that allows you to go around your opponent as well as coming towards them, kind of like a corkscrew. So instead of going forward or to the side, we're going at a 45-degree angle, and we are turning our foot just a little bit to the left. So instead of going here or here, I'm coming here. And then my foot swings around. I am now facing this direction. If I do it again, my foot goes this way, but is pointed 45 degrees this way, and I turn. Do it again. Now I'm backwards. Do it again. Do it again. Now I'm back forward again. Okay, so it's a little trick so that when you want to get closer to your opponent, you take a step instead of taking a side step to circle your opponent. You take a 45-degree angle step and you get closer. Now you're here, you get closer. That's just a little bit closer. Okay, that is about it for footwork. It would be it's easy to do without a sword. It's good to do with the sword. You can do it outside like I am. You can go inside, maybe like in your kitchen if your kitchen has tile, or a hallway or something that has lines in it. And you find a line, and you move 2 steps back, 2 steps to the right, 2 steps forward, 2 steps to the left. You try to get back on that same line. 3 steps, 5 steps. Make big boxes either way. Forward, backwards, side to side. Make boxes so you count 3 to one side, 3 back or 3 forward, and then 3 back to this side. So it's always 3, 3, 3 in a box, or 2, 2, 2, or 5, 5, 5, and try to get back to that same place. The reason for that is that you want to have that same size step forward and backwards and side to side, so that it evens out at the end. You don't want to start here and end up here. That means there's something different about your steps. So you can practice that all you can, as much as you can. Practice that. Then that's it for footwork today. Our next episode will be the sword and thrusts. So we'll talk about the different parts of the sword, and also we'll talk about thrusts. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.